Hey guys, it's Sam here from Song 101, and in this video we're going to talk about how to top line a song. I'm going to share with you my 8-step top lining process and show you how you can use it to hopefully improve your songs, improve your top lining and get better results. Here we go. So before we start, just in case you don't know, top lining is writing the melody and the lyrics over a backing track that already exists. And it's becoming a very in-demand skill these days because anyone with a laptop can create a backing track. They don't need any microphones. They can program the drums, the guitars, the bass, the pianos, the synthesizers. They can do all that. But consequently, what they're not so good at, what takes a lot of time and they often just send it off to other people to do, is writing the top line. And that's what we're going to look at in this video in the 8-step process. Let's go. Okay, step number 1 is to create an image around the song. And we're going to use this to generate lyrical ideas later on. Now, the way to do this is turn the music up nice and loud, close your eyes and just think about, how does this make me feel? What emotions do I associate with this sound? Now, what you're looking for here are 2 things. Firstly, an emotion. Now, the emotion can be anything, it can be lost, alone, scared, high, frightened, you name it. And the second one is a scene. So if you imagine this piece of music on a TV show, what is happening in that scene? And try and be as descriptive as you can. Who is in it? What are they saying to each other? What is the relationship between them 2 people? Okay, step 2 is to brainstorm ideas. So what I like to do is grab a piece of paper and a pen because I'm old school. I will write in the middle the emotion and the scene that I came up with, put a circle around it and then branch out loads of different words which associate to them 2 things. For instance, I did one recently and the emotion I had was suspense and the scene was a spy getting caught, which sounds specific, but we said to be specific, that's good. So the words I'd written around were things like darkness, lies, hiding, night. And then from there, you do the same thing again, so it branches out even further. I had things like sky, clouds, smoke. And what it does is it creates this bank of words which are all tied through one general concept. They're all in the same sort of bank. Now what you're really looking for here is the title of your song. And I've explained before in another video why the title is such a good place to start. I'll link it up here somewhere. But the title is going to be that one idea on your sheet of paper which sounds cool and you can build a story around it. So again, with the spy one that I did, the idea that I had, which I liked, was lay low. Because that's what spies do, right? They lay low so no one can find them. That was going to be the title of my song. So step number 3 is to take your title and create a relatable story around it. Now for me, in my situation with this lay low song, there aren't many spies in the world, certainly not listening to my music, so it's not relatable. So I had to create something that was. I had to adapt the story. So instead of it being about a spy, I made it about this guy who feels like he's living a lie. He's pretending to be someone he doesn't want to be anymore. He's doing things that he don't want to do. And what he's saying in the song is, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to lay low. And suddenly we've got a much more relatable story. Okay, step number 4 is to structure the song. Now the song structure has probably been given to you in the backing track. So listen to the backing track and listen to where the rises and the falls are, where it's quiet, where it's loud, and make a note because they're the different sections. So 9 times out of 10 this is going to be verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, or some adaptation of that. There's often the addition of a pre-chorus, so it'll be verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus. Very, very common. Now the title that you came up with is probably going to want to be in the chorus. There are exceptions to this where you put it in the verse, maybe at the end of the verse. I mean, you can put it wherever you want, but it works in the chorus so well that, especially if you're new to this, I would just start by putting it there and then learn to break the rule later on. So if your title is in the chorus, you need to be thinking, what would I be saying before I said that? And I'm not talking about musically, I'm talking about if you just said it in real life, what would you say before you said that thing? So for me, I was saying, I won't lay low. Before that, I'd probably say something like, I really don't care anymore. I don't care what people think. I won't lay low. And then we've got progression. I don't care what people think. I'm not going to lay low. And that's our two sections. So look back at your song structure, and if it was a pre-chorus before the chorus, then that's what you're saying in the pre. And if that's the case, you also need something before the pre-chorus to say in the verse. So again, think about what would you be saying before you said, in my case it was, I don't care anymore. What would I be saying before I said, I don't care anymore? I'd probably set the scene. I'd say, I can't stand this, I'm tired of this is annoying me. And then I'd go on to say, and I don't care anymore, I don't care what people think, I'm not going to lay low. So now when we read through that structure we've got, it leads perfectly to the title from the start of the song. And what's also cool about this is that we've kind of got this progression of tenses now between the sections as well. Got past, present, future. Again, a really cool songwriting technique. Okay, step number 5, we're going to write the melody. And to do this, we're going to use some of the words which we came up with in the brainstorming session earlier in order to guide the melody. So what you're going to look for here are the most interesting words, the ones which are most visual and most thought-provoking, but also words that rhyme together. And what you really mustn't do is worry about perfect rhymes. So perfect rhymes are ones that end in exactly the same consonant. Feet and meat, for example, are perfect rhymes. What you should be looking at is just the vowel sound. So for instance, feet and bee. They both have an E sound, but they're not perfect rhymes. That'll work just fine. Now rhymes are nearly always placed at the end of a phrase. So what we're going to do is do a little bit of melody, sort of dumbing and dying, just humming along, and then sing the rhyming word, and then do the same again on the next line, a little bit of humming, and then another rhyming word. And these rhyming words will just help give meter to the song, give a bit of rhythm to the song. Now at first, this is going to sound a little bit crap, because the bit that you're humming is not going to have any strict rhythm or any predefined melody, but that's what you're looking for. So you need to keep repeating it until something sort of locks into place and you're like, oh yeah, that's what that melody wants to do, and it almost kind of starts writing itself in a way. So I'm going to give you a quick example of the stage that I got to when I was doing this, just with the humming and the rhyming words, so you can hear what it kind of sounds like. Okay, I've got my guitar. I can't play the backing track unfortunately because of copyright issues, but I can play the chord sequence on the guitar. Now the rhymes that I had were night, lying and hiding. They were the 3 words. So this is the chord progression. Hiding, lying, that's all I was doing. And the more I repeat it, the more I change even the rhyming words, but keep that I kind of rhyme, or whatever your rhyme is. So hopefully you can hear it there. That's the melody that I ran with in the end. Okay, step 6 is the lyrics. And what we're going to try and do here is just fill in the blanks between the rhyming words while still keeping the message of that section. So if you remember in section 4, in step 4, we said that each section has one thing that you're saying. So in my case, the verse was saying, I'm not pretending anymore. So all the lines in my verse need to essentially say, I'm not going to pretend anymore. Now for me, this is the section that normally takes the most time. It nearly always takes hours, if not days or even weeks, before you come up with the perfect line. But that's okay. This happens to a lot of songwriters, and we use what are called placeholders. So placeholders are just what the name implies. They hold the place until you come up with something better, or you tweak it so that it is that perfect line. But at the minute, the placeholder just keeps the ball rolling. You can move on to the next section and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, step 7 is to repeat the process for the remaining sections. So if you've done the verse, move on to the pre and the chorus until they're fully fleshed out. Same process. Once you've got them 3 sections, that's when I stop, because at that point I know if it's a good song or if it's a bad song. So if it's a bad song, there's no point writing verse 2, pre-2, the bridge. I can just cut my losses and start a new song. Or if it's going to be a good song, I can take a break, come back to it with fresh ears, and then think, okay, what would this guy be saying after he said the chorus? Where does this story go now? And then I've got grounds for the next sections of the song. It's also worth noting that when you're working with a publisher or a producer, it's a good idea to send them the song once you've done the verse, the pre and the chorus, for the same reason. If they don't like it up to that point, they're not going to like it when you do it a second time as well. So cut your losses, start a new song, start a new top line. Okay, step number 8 and the final step is to record the top line. Now do not skimp on this step. Be realistic. If someone else can sing it better than you can, then get them in. Get them in to record. Give your song the best chance it can possibly have. Make it sound the best it can so that it's got the best chance of being recorded and being released by someone else. Now in terms of mixing, what I'd recommend is, firstly, if someone else can do it better than you, get them to do it. But if you want to do it yourself, then make sure it's high in the mix, because they've asked for a top line, they've asked for a melody and a lyric. They want to hear it. They don't need to hear the track which they've heard a million times before. They want to hear what you've contributed to the song. So place it high so that they're able to do that. Okay, that's it for today, folks. I hope you found value in this video. If you have, please hit the subscribe button and you will get new videos like this every single Friday. And until then, keep writing and I'll see you in the next video.